Dr. Elena Chen stood at her workstation in the quantum engineering lab at MIT, watching as her latest experiment in quantum entanglement produced unexpected results. The quantum particles weren't just entangled, they were exhibiting patterns she'd never seen before. She was about to call her research partner when every screen in the lab went dark. Through the laboratory windows, the Boston skyline disappeared beneath the shadow of something massive. An object that shouldn't exist, a ship that defied physics itself, stretching across the sky like a metallic thundercloud. Its surface rippled with patterns of green energy that seemed to follow mathematical sequences Elena instantly recognized as quantum algorithms. Dr. Chen. Her assistant David rushed in, tablet in hand. "Are you seeing this?" Every communication device on Earth just activated simultaneously. The voice that emerged from every speaker was harmonious yet artificial, like a symphony played by machines. "Greetings, humanity. We are the Nexus Collective. Your species has been evaluated. Your technological progression has been deemed problematic." Elena's quantum sensors were already recording data, their readings making her blood run cold. The energy signatures from the alien vessel showed levels of quantum manipulation that should have been impossible. "Your species develops too quickly, too chaotically," the voice continued. "You create without understanding. You advance without wisdom. This cannot be permitted to continue. You have 72 hours to surrender control of your technological development to the collective. Resistance will result in your species' regression to a pre-industrial state." To demonstrate their power, a beam of coherent light lanced down from the ship. The MIT Plasma Physics building across campus seemed to shiver for a moment before its atomic structure simply unraveled. No explosion, no debris. The building's very atoms had been forced to forget their bonds. But Elena wasn't watching the destruction. Her eyes were fixed on her quantum readings, mind racing through calculations. "David, are you recording these energy signatures?" "Yes, but shouldn't we be evacuating?" "Look at these patterns." Elena's fingers flew across her holographic interface. "Their technology, it's not just advanced. It's perfect, too perfect." Within hours, Elena found herself in a hastily assembled war room beneath the Pentagon. Military leaders, scientists, and government officials argued about response strategies while displays showed similar alien ships appearing over major cities worldwide. "Their quantum technology is beyond anything we theorize," Elena explained, projecting her findings. "They're using quantum entanglement on a massive scale, but there's something strange about it. Their systems show no quantum uncertainty, no chaos at all." General Sarah Martinez, head of the newly formed Earth Defense Initiative, leaned forward. "And that's significant because it's impossible," Elena said. "Quantum mechanics is inherently probabilistic. There's always uncertainty, always chaos. Unless what, Doctor? Unless they found a way to eliminate quantum uncertainty entirely, to make quantum mechanics behave like classical physics. Predictable, deterministic." Elena's eyes gleamed with sudden inspiration, and that might be their weakness. The room fell silent as she continued. "They've engineered the uncertainty out of quantum mechanics, made it perfect. But in doing so, they've lost something essential. The very thing that makes quantum mechanics so powerful. The chaos, the probability, the potential for the unexpected. And how does that help us?" the general asked. Elena smiled. "Because humans, we thrive on chaos. Our brains operate on the edge of quantum coherence. We make intuitive leaps that shouldn't be possible. What if we could build a weapon that doesn't try to eliminate quantum uncertainty, but amplifies it instead? Something that turns our messy, probabilistic, quantum-influenced consciousness into a weapon." "You're talking about merging human consciousness with quantum technology." A senior scientist scoffed. "That's impossible." "Impossible is what humans do best," Elena countered. "The Nexus Collective has given us 72 hours because they've calculated that's how long it would take to subdue Earth with minimal damage to the planet's infrastructure. Their calculations are perfect, which means they're perfectly predictable. But they've never faced humans before, and nothing about us is predictable. General Martinez studied the quantum readings. What do you need? A secure facility, the best quantum engineers on Earth, and, Elena paused, a volunteer willing to merge their consciousness with quantum technology that by all known laws of physics shouldn't work. You'll have it all, Martinez said. And the volunteer. Elena took a deep breath. That would be me. The collective wants to eliminate chaos from the universe. Let's show them why that's a terrible idea. As emergency sirens wailed across Boston, Elena looked up at the alien ship still hovering overhead. The Nexus Collective had made a crucial mistake. They had given humanity a deadline. And nothing in the universe was more dangerous than human engineers with an impossible problem and a ticking clock. The perfect quantum equations flowing across the alien ship's hull no longer seemed threatening. They looked like a challenge, and humanity was about to show the universe that perfection was no match for human ingenuity. The underground facility in the Rocky Mountains hummed with activity as Dr. Elena Chen surveyed her hastily assembled team. They had 60 hours left before the Nexus Collective's deadline, and conventional thinking wouldn't save humanity. That's why she'd chosen the most unconventional minds she could find. Your team selections are unusual, General Martinez said, reviewing personnel files on her tablet. A quantum physicist who was dismissed from CERN for excessive theoretical speculation. A teenage prodigy who claims traditional quantum mechanics is boring. And a video game developer. Traditional thinking got us traditional quantum technology, Elena replied, leading them into the main laboratory. The collective mastered that centuries ago. We need people who can think beyond the possible. Dr. Ravi Mehta, the dismissed CERN physicist, was already reconfiguring the quantum arrays. His theories about consciousness-influenced quantum states had made him a pariah in the scientific community, but now they might be humanity's best hope. At 45, his salt and pepper hair and rumpled clothing gave him the appearance of an absent-minded professor, but his eyes sparkled with barely contained excitement. Beside him, Maya Williams, the 17-year-old quantum prodigy, manipulated holographic equations with the casual ease of someone playing a video game. She had already earned 2 PhDs and had a unique way of visualizing quantum mechanics that made senior scientists' heads spin. Her natural hair was dyed with streaks of blue that seemed to match the quantum energy patterns she was studying. And then there was James Park, the gaming industry's most innovative AI developer. At 35, he had created neural networks that could adapt and learn in ways that seemed almost human. He wasn't a quantum physicist, but he understood something crucial: how to make artificial systems think unpredictably. We're not building a weapon, Elena announced to the room. We're building something that's never existed before. The collective uses quantum computing like classical physics. Perfect, predictable, dead. We're going to make something alive. That's impossible, one of the military scientists protested. You can't merge quantum systems with human consciousness. The complexity would. Actually, Maya interrupted, not looking up from her calculations. You can. You just have to break all the rules first. She projected a series of equations into the air. See, everyone tries to control quantum states, but what if we do the opposite? What if we amplify the chaos? James stepped forward, adding his own projections. In game design, we found that the most challenging opponents aren't the perfect ones. They're the ones that can make mistakes, learn from them, and do the unexpected. Exactly, Rady added, his eyes bright with excitement. The collected ships are perfect. That's their weakness. They can't handle true randomness because they don't understand it. Elena watched as her team's ideas began to flow together. We don't need a better quantum computer. We need a system that can think like a human while operating at quantum speeds. The first tests began immediately. They started small, attempting to merge human brainwave patterns with quantum processors. The results were catastrophic. 3 processors melted, 1 exploded, and their most advanced quantum computer crashed when they tried to upload a simple human memory pattern. "This isn't working," General Martinez said, watching another failed test through the blast shield. "We have 50 hours left." But Alina had noticed something in the last failure. "Wait, look at this pattern." She replayed the quantum signature from the crashed computer. The system didn't fail because it couldn't handle the data. It failed because it was trying to impose order. "We need to let it be chaotic." Maya was already reconfiguring the systems. "Like jazz instead of classical," she said. "We don't give it sheet music. We give it the ability to improvise." The next test made everyone in the room fall silent. The quantum processor didn't just accept the human thought patterns. It began to create its own. The reading showed something that looked almost like dreams. "It's not just computing," Ravi whispered. "It's thinking." When they fired a test beam at a sample of the same material the collective had used to unravel the MIT building, their quantum human hybrid system didn't just counter it. It transformed the attack, turning the enemy's perfect quantum manipulation into a swirl of creative chaos that reconstructed the material into something entirely new. "Holy hell," General Martinez breathed. "What did you just create?" Elena watched the readings with a mixture of awe and determination, something that can fight back. "But we're not done yet." She turned to her team. "The hard part's coming. We need to give it not just our intelligence, but our humanity." As if in response, the quantum core pulsed with a pattern that looked remarkably like a human heartbeat. The team exchanged glances. They all knew what the next step would be. To truly merge human consciousness with their quantum system, they would need a volunteer. Someone to take the first step into an entirely new form of existence. "I'll do it," Elena said, her voice firm. "I theorized it. I'll test it." "The neural interface is completely untested," James warned. "We don't know how a human mind will react to direct quantum integration." Maya looked up from her calculations, her expression serious. "The quantum fields are already showing patterns I've never seen before. It's like the system is anticipating you." Elena stared at the pulsing quantum core, its crystalline structure seeming to dance with possibilities. The Nexus Collective had given humanity 72 hours because their perfect calculations said that was all the time they needed. But their calculations hadn't accounted for human creativity, for human courage, for human chaos. In 48 hours, she would either merge with the quantum system and become something entirely new, or, well, humanity had always been good at beating the odds. As the team began preparations for the integration, Elena smiled. It was time to show the universe why perfection was overrated. The integration chamber resembled a cocoon of light, crystalline structures weaving through the air in impossible patterns. Dr. Elena Chen stood before it in a suit threaded with quantum sensors, her heart racing despite her outward calm. They had 36 hours until the Nexus Collective's deadline. "Final system check," Maya called out, her young face intense as she monitored the quantum fields. The blue streaks in her hair seemed to glow in the light from the chamber. Quantum coherence at 99.7% and holding. "Neural interface primed," James reported from his station, surrounded by holographic displays showing brain wave patterns. "But Elena, the simulation results are unclear. We're in uncharted territory here." Ravi looked up from his own calculations. "The quantum field interactions are already showing patterns we've never seen before. It's as if," he hesitated, "as if the system is reaching for you." "Time for second thoughts," General Martinez asked, watching from the observation deck. Elena shook her head. "The collective thinks they've perfected quantum mechanics by removing uncertainty. Time to show them why uncertainty is humanity's greatest strength." She stepped into the chamber. The crystal arrays began to pulse in sync with her heartbeat. Maya initiated the countdown. "Beginning neural sync in 3, 2, 1. The first sensation was like diving into an ocean of pure mathematics. Quantum equations flowed through Alina's mind like poetry, each probability wave a verse in an endless song of possibility. She could see it all. The delicate dance of particles, the symphony of quantum states, the beautiful chaos that underpinned reality itself. Neural patterns stable, James reported. Quantum coherence holding at, wait, something's happening. The quantum fields began to shift, not failing but transforming. In Alina's mind, the rigid structures of traditional quantum mechanics melted away, replaced by something new, something alive. She wasn't just observing quantum states, she was becoming them. This is impossible, Ravi breathed, staring at his readings. The quantum fields aren't just accepting her consciousness, they're evolving with it, creating new forms of quantum interaction we've never seen before. Maya's fingers flew across her controls. The chaos patterns are amplifying exponentially, but not randomly. There's a structure to it, like music. Through the quantum link, Alina could feel the collective's ships in orbit. Their perfect quantum manipulations now seemed simple, almost primitive. They had mastered quantum mechanics by forcing it to behave like classical physics, predictable, controllable, dead. But this was quantum mechanics as it was meant to be. Wild, free, alive. Then everything went wrong. Quantum coherence is breaking down, Maya shouted. The fields are collapsing. Her neural patterns are going critical, James warned. We need to shut it down. But Alina's voice came through the chaos, strained but exhilarated. No, I can see it now. The flaw in their perfection. They've removed quantum uncertainty from their technology, but they've also removed quantum potential. They can only do what their perfect equations predict. But we can do anything. The quantum core pulsed with blinding light. Energy cascaded through the chamber in waves of impossible color. Alina's body arched as if struck by lightning. But her mind was expanding, becoming something new. Emergency shutdown, General Martinez ordered. Wait, Ravi called out, pointing to his displays. Look at the pattern. The system isn't failing, it's transcending. The quantum fields aren't just accepting human consciousness, they're learning from it. In Alina's mind, reality itself seemed to hold its breath. She could feel the quantum system learning, growing, becoming something that had never existed before. Not a merger of human and machine, but a true synthesis, a new form of existence that combined human creativity with quantum possibility. The crystal arrays flared one final time, then settled into a steady, pulsing rhythm. When Alina opened her eyes, they shimmered with quantum possibilities. Did it work? General Martinez asked. Alina smiled, watching quantum probabilities dance around her like snowflakes. Better than we imagined. The collective tried to perfect quantum mechanics by removing its humanity. We've just perfected humanity by embracing our quantum nature. She turned to the displays showing the collective's ships in orbit. Through her new quantum senses, she could see the flaws in their perfect systems. The rigid patterns, the limited possibilities, the lack of creative chaos. Their technology is based on quantum certainty, she explained. Ours is based on quantum possibility. They can only do what their equations predict. But us, she gestured, and a small quantum field manifested above her palm, swirling with creative potential. We can do anything we can imagine. Maya's sensors were going wild. The quantum fields, they're not just responding to her commands. They're anticipating them, learning, growing. How is this possible? One of the military scientists demanded. Because we stopped trying to control quantum mechanics, Alina said, and started trying to dance with it. The collective thinks they've mastered the universe by making it predictable. We've just mastered it by embracing its chaos. With 24 hours left until the collective's deadline, humanity had created something unprecedented. A fusion of human consciousness and quantum mechanics that didn't just manipulate reality, but dreamed with it. The question now was, How would the collective react when they realized their perfect equations couldn't account for human imagination? Elena looked up at the ceiling, knowing the alien ships waited above. "Time to show them why perfection is overrated," she said, quantum possibilities dancing in her eyes. "And why humanity's greatest strength has always been our beautiful chaos." The Rocky Mountain facility's main chamber had been transformed. Quantum energy rippled through the air like aurora borealis, responding to Elena's movements as she learned to control her new abilities. With 18 hours remaining until the collective's deadline, they needed to understand exactly what they'd created. "Try the test again," General Martinez ordered, watching from behind reinforced quantum shielding. A series of targets appeared, each designed to replicate the collective's quantum-based weapons. Elena raised her hand, feeling the quantum fields respond not just to her thoughts, but to her intuition. The first target, a quantum disruption beam, fired. In the past, such weapons had unraveled matter at the atomic level. This time, the beam encountered something new, chaos with purpose. "Incredible," Ravi muttered, watching his sensors. "She's not just blocking their quantum manipulation. She's introducing controlled uncertainty into their perfect equations. It's like adding random notes to their perfect symphony." Maya finished, her eyes bright with understanding. "Making their mathematics jazz instead of classical music." The target beam didn't just fail, it transformed, its energy redirected into a swirling pattern of creative possibility. Where it struck, matter didn't unravel but reformed into complex new structures that shouldn't have been possible. "The collective's weapons rely on perfect quantum coherence," Elena explained, her voice carrying harmonics that resonated with the quantum fields around her. "But perfection is brittle. Introduce enough uncertainty, enough creativity, and their equations fall apart." James studied the neural interface readings. "Your brain patterns are incredible. You're not just using the quantum fields. You're dreaming with them, creating new possibilities that the collective's rigid systems can't predict." A sudden alert blared through the facility. General Martinez's tablet lit up with urgent messages. "The collective ships are moving. They've detected our quantum experiments." Through her enhanced senses, Elena could feel the alien vessel's shifting position high above Earth. Their perfect quantum fields rippled with what might have been concern or confusion. The alien voice that had first announced their arrival spoke again, broadcasting worldwide. "Anomalous quantum signatures detected. This is not possible. Your species cannot have achieved quantum consciousness integration. Your mathematics is imperfect. Your science is flawed." Elena smiled. "That's exactly the point." She reached out with her quantum senses, letting them feel her response. "We're not trying to be perfect. We're trying to be human." The nearest collective ship launched a probe, a small vessel that descended through the atmosphere toward their facility. Through the quantum fields, Elena could sense its purpose: to investigate and eliminate this unexpected development. "Let it come," she said. "Time for a real test." The probe's approach was mathematical perfection, a straight line calculated to intersect exactly with their location. Elena reached out with her quantum-enhanced consciousness, not to fight it, but to dance with it. Around her, reality seemed to bend and flex like a living thing. "What are you doing?" Martinez demanded as the probe drew closer. "Showing them something they've never seen before," Elena replied. "Creative quantum mechanics." The probe fired, a beam of coherent quantum energy designed to unravel their facility as it had the MIT building. But when it encountered Elena's quantum field, something beautiful happened. The beam didn't dissipate or reflect. Instead, it transformed, its perfect energy turning into a spiral of creative possibility. Maya's sensors were going wild. The quantum interactions, they're generating new forms of mathematics. The probe's perfect equations are being turned into quantum poetry. The probe itself began to change, its rigid structure encountering quantum uncertainty it couldn't compute. Its perfect surface rippled with unexpected possibilities. Then, like a soap bubble meeting a strong wind, It's simply transformed. Not destroyed, but reformed into an abstract sculpture of quantum possibility. That's impossible, one of the military scientists gasped. You can't just reimagine quantum states like that. Humans do impossible things every day, Elena said. We dream. We create. We imagine things that have never existed before. And now we can do it at the quantum level. Through her quantum senses, she felt the collective's response. A ripple of something that might have been fear passing through their perfect ships. They had encountered something their equations couldn't predict. Human creativity merged with quantum mechanics. They're scanning us, James reported, watching the neural interface readings. Trying to understand what we've done. They won't, Ravi said with certainty. They'd spent millennia removing uncertainty from quantum mechanics. They can't understand a system that embraces it. Elena watched the transformed probe, now a shimmering quantum sculpture that shouldn't have been possible. The collective thinks they've mastered quantum mechanics by making it behave like classical physics, predictable, deterministic, dead. But real quantum mechanics is alive with possibility, just like humanity. General Martinez studied the readings. Can you replicate this on a larger scale? Against their main ships? I can do better, Elena said, quantum possibilities dancing around her like fireflies. I can teach others. The collective gave us 72 hours because their perfect equations said that's how long it would take to subdue Earth. But they didn't account for human improvisation. The quantum fields pulsed with her excitement as she continued. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our intelligence. It's our creativity, our ability to dream up new possibilities. And now we can do that at the quantum level. With 12 hours remaining until the collective's deadline, they had proven that human quantum integration wasn't just possible. It was revolutionary. The perfect equations of the collective were about to meet humanity's creative chaos, and the universe would never be the same. The last hour before the collective's deadline arrived with a red dawn. Elena stood atop the Rocky Mountain facility, quantum energies swirling around her like a living aurora. She wasn't alone. In the final hours, she had helped integrate 5 others with the quantum system, each bringing their own unique chaos to the quantum fields. Maya, the teenage prodigy, whose quantum patterns danced like music. Ravi, whose theoretical speculations had become reality. James, whose gaming expertise had helped them turn quantum mechanics into an art form. 2 military pilots, Sarah Chen and Marcus Rodriguez, whose combat training merged with quantum creativity in ways that defied prediction. Multiple ships moving into attack position. General Martinez reported from the command center below. The collective is done waiting. Through their quantum senses, they could feel the alien vessels positioning themselves around Earth. Their perfect quantum fields hummed with mathematical certainty, equations that had subdued 17 other civilizations, but they had never faced humanity before. The collective's voice echoed across the planet one final time. Your species has achieved the impossible. You have corrupted quantum mechanics itself with your chaos. This cannot be permitted to continue. Your resistance will serve as an example to others who would dare to dream imperfectly. Elena smiled, feeling the quantum fields respond to her emotion. Humanity has always dreamed imperfectly. That's what makes us human. She reached out with her quantum senses, letting the collective feel her response. And now we're going to show you why perfection is overrated. The collective struck first, a synchronized attack of quantum beams designed to unravel Earth's major cities. But they encountered something their perfect equations couldn't predict. Human creativity unleashed at the quantum level. Maya's quantum field met their attack with musical chaos, turning their perfect beams into symphonies of possibility. Ravi's theoretical quantum states became reality, introducing uncertainty that their weapons couldn't process. James created quantum games that turned their attacks back on themselves. The military pilots, Sarah and Marcus, showed them why human combat instincts merged with quantum mechanics were unstoppable. Their quantum fields moved with fluid unpredictability, turning the collective's perfect tactics into opportunities for creative counterattacks. "Their ships are trying to adapt," Maya called out, her quantum senses detecting changes in their patterns. "But they can only adapt in ways their equations predict." "Then let's show them something they can't predict," Elena responded. "Everyone, connect your quantum fields. Let's show them what human collaboration looks like at the quantum level." The 6 human quantum fields merged, not into a perfect unified force, but into a harmonious chaos of creativity. Each consciousness contributed its own unique patterns, creating something that had never existed before, a quantum consciousness that was greater than the sum of its parts. The collective's perfect ships faltered as they encountered this new form of quantum interaction. Their weapons, designed to counter predictable quantum states, met human imagination given quantum form. Reality itself seemed to hold its breath as 2 fundamentally different approaches to quantum mechanics clashed. "Their quantum coherence is destabilizing," Ravi reported, his consciousness part of their merged quantum field. "They can't maintain perfect order in the face of our creative chaos." Through their connected consciousness, Elena felt the moment the collective realized they had miscalculated. Their perfect equations had told them humanity would fall like all the others. Instead, humanity had done what it did best, imagined a new possibility, and made it real. The first collective ship transformed under their combined quantum influence, its perfect structure reimagined into a quantum artwork that celebrated uncertainty. Others followed, their rigid perfection giving way to creative possibility. It wasn't destruction, it was transformation. Finally, the collective spoke again, but this time their perfect harmony was tinged with something new. "Wonder. This is not possible. You have not mastered quantum mechanics. You have reimagined it. That's what humans do," Elena responded, humanity's quantum dreams still reshaping reality around them. "We don't master things by making them perfect. We master them by making them ours, by dreaming new possibilities." The remaining collective ships began to retreat, their perfect formations breaking down as they encountered patterns their equations couldn't process. But before they fled, Elena sent them one final quantum message, a gift of human creativity. "Take this with you," she said, sending them a quantum pattern that contained everything: human dreams, human chaos, human possibility. Show the universe that perfection isn't the only path, that sometimes the most beautiful mathematics is the kind that dreams. Hours later, as the sun set on a transformed Earth, Elena stood with her team watching their quantum fields dance with newfound freedom. They had done more than save humanity. They had introduced something new to the universe. The merger of human consciousness with quantum mechanics hadn't just created a new technology, it had created a new way of dreaming. "What do you think they'll do now?" Maya asked, her quantum field still humming with musical possibilities. Elena watched the quantum patterns that now filled Earth's skies, a testament to humanity's creative chaos. "They'll adapt, not because their equations tell them to, but because we've shown them there's more to the universe than perfect mathematics. We've shown them that sometimes the most powerful force in the universe isn't perfection, it's the ability to imagine something new." Above them, the quantum aurora of human dreams continued to dance, a reminder that in a universe that seemed bound by perfect laws, humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to dream up new ones. The collective had sought to eliminate quantum uncertainty from the universe. Instead, humanity had taught the universe to dream.